All right, we're live. We're live. We're going to get some writing in today. Not sure how much. Tommy's acting up a little bit, to be honest with you. And I'm just tired and lazy. It's a Sunday. I just feel like I want to get some writing in. I think I'll be happy with some writing. Any of the writing in. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of writing. When people jump on, hopefully in the chat, we'll get some chatting in. I'd rather do more chatting than writing today. I am well ahead on all of my projects. And so there's no rush or anything. Like one of the things I really, really need to do is some edits. Maybe one of these days I will actually do that. Who can say? I might even do that. I might even do some of that today. You know, stranger things have happened. Not stranger things like the show Stranger Things. I'm not saying that. Nobody's accusing anybody of the show Stranger Things. Don't think that's what's going on here. There it is. Excuse me. Ooh, I made an undebossed today, which should last 2 to 3 meals. 2 at the minimum. I'll eat half of it. I'm going to be honest with you. I ate the whole damn thing. All of it. Hook, line, and sinker. A lot of people say that. All right, so here is a copy. There's 4 of these of beta readers who have done an edit, a run through of Down and Dirty 5 for me. So my goal is to now run through this. I should have done this a few days ago, but I'm lazy. And run through this, all of these, and and then send it off to the editor in a couple of days. And then the editor, she runs through it really damn quick. And then it's got to go up in 5 days. And on the 15th, Down and Dirty 5 will be published. So the problem, I just realized, is my garbage can is overflowing. So let me crush all of this down. I'm just going to kind of pile it on top. And see what happens. So yeah, I think I'm going to do some editing. I'm going to do like 5 chapters. There's 50 chapters. If I get 5 of them done, wait, where am I going here? Five chapters, then I'm going to get back to the writing. And hopefully there aren't many. 2, there was no problems. 3, no problem. Stop! And cat's scratching up all my expensive furniture. All right, so open that. So here's chapter 1 to 4. Only 1 typo. So far, no big questions about anything. All right, so 5 done. Now I see there's one on 6, so I'm not gonna. We're gonna bury that for a little bit. Now we get back to some writing. We do a little. We do a save as on this bad boy. Put it where it belongs. Shave. Pow. It's weird because I'm used to doing this live on Twitch, and you can see what I'm working on. So this way you can't see what I'm working on. I can work on anything. I could be watching children's comedy. I don't know what children's comedy would be. I could be watching people making omelets, various different omelets. You would never know. You'd think, oh, look, he's reading. He's reading the previously brilliant words he wrote, so he can write more brilliant words. So if this is the first time seeing me on video, besides obviously super good looking, besides that part, don't get jealous. 55 years old. I look older, but like more dignified, distinguished. I look like a 98-year-old man who's still got it going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing my Overkill shirt, and it says established 1980, New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey originally. I'm also wearing a Belford Brewing Company hat, which is in Belford, New Jersey. This is my Sunday New Jersey outfit, apparently. I just realized I'm doing this. Full-time author. This will be my 13th or 14th year of being able to write for a living. Horror and crime thrillers, mostly. But I've done some nonfiction. I've done some supernatural. I've done some of everything else. Except for romance, but I did ghostwriter romance once. That went to #1 on all of Amazon. And they made a crap ton of money off of it. And I'm amazed they never got back to me to write another one. Because it wasn't even like I was a problem or anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, hello. If you are watching this, if you're watching this live, if you're watching this after the fact, do me a favor, just hit the subscribe button and then comment, say, hey, I subscribed, with the understanding that don't then automatically unsubscribe. That's a crappy thing to do to people, especially to me. And then I will subscribe to you and I will watch some of your videos. That sounds like a good thing. We all need to help one another out, right? Trying to get to that magical 1,000 followers so I can start making billions of dollars running ads here. I keep looking this way because I have two monitors and I put the live studio on this one so I can write on my main screen. Years ago, I had a second desktop on this side of the desk with a monitor, and it was not hooked. Oh, and it was not hooked up to the internet at all. So it would just concentrate on just writing over here, which was nice. I would just slide my chair over and I would write, and then I had external drives or what do you call it? And I would just pop it in, download it, move it over to the other computer, drop it onto that one, yada yada yada. But then that one crashed. It crashed while I was working on a story that I had not backed up like an idiot. And I lost, and I was just devastated. Completely devastated. Anyway, I'm going to try to get a half an hour or so in. So I can't even hear. I wonder if you can even hear me because the freaking thing was turned off. Man, that would be killer if everything I've said in the last 12 minutes was not recorded, but I believe it was. The microphone should have worked. Okay. I feel a bathroom break coming on too. Not good. Let's get some writing in. Ooh, burping. Nope, no email. What the hell? Ridiculous. Getting some writing in today. Stupid. Just stupid. I'm telling great stories, life-changing, altering stuff. What are you doing today, Tom? Anything fun? Anything exciting? I know Shelly was on her way over there. Apparently, notifications default to personalized. I updated to all. That should fix it. Very good. I'm gonna need to look at that as well, because I don't get any messages for anybody going live or doing anything. It's just stupid. There's Shawnee Cole. King Cole. My second favorite Robert E. Howard character. Sean says, how goes? Sean says, hey, Tom, getting some writing in today, question mark. So Tom jumped in, right? Couple posts. Tom just posts again, going to get a chapter in at some point today. Then we can start the week off in the right order. Yeah, that would be good. And that would give us roughly, I'm going to guess, 2 weeks. Because I think you're doing like chapter, say, 29. So we would have like a little more than 20. So the goal would be 10 chapters this week or more, 10, 11, or 12. Get an extra chapter or two in. We need like that day where we both do 2 chapters. And then the following week, we do a couple of chapters. And that will give us, that will take us to about the 18th, Friday the 18th. And then Monday the 21st, I would like to start the new ones because then that would give us MondoCon. We would be like right smack dab in the middle of his book, and we could knock off quite a few chapters. But yeah, you gotta write something. You gotta finish a chapter today, so I can start off on the right foot in the morning. That would be perfect. Also perfect is I gotta go to the bathroom. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Should have gotten a bottle of water while I was up. Damn it, that was stupid. Woo! Let's catch up a little bit. Sean says, I'm going to do a chapter or two today, so that'll be maybe 2,000 to 2,500 words, as my chapters tend to be shorter. That would actually be a long chapter for me. We tend to do 2.5 pages in Google Docs, which is about 1,300 words. Sean asked, Tom, are you working on multiple projects like Armand, or do you just tackle one book at a time? Sean says, I'm in the latter category. Can't imagine juggling like he does. Tom says, working on one of my own and then also the one we are writing together. I usually work on a couple at once depending on how I feel for the day. Frank Edler's wondering, is this thing on? Tom said, just in time for the bathroom break. That's like my 7th bathroom break today. I had a bunch of them yesterday too. My stomach is roiling. My wife hates that word for some reason. I read it when I was like 12 in a Dean Koontz book, roiling. Used it ever since. So this is what I was saying before I had to go to the bathroom. Tom jumps in, right? Makes a couple comments. Then Sean jumps in, and on his second comment, he becomes the #1 top fan. And now Frank just jumped in, and on his second post, he becomes the #2 top fan. Tom, I guess you're by default 3, but it doesn't even say you are. It's just weird because you've been posting for a while here. The sea was roiling. What a great title. I'm trying to finish a short story, which actually, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I just did. I just effing did. I realized you don't need more words than that. I'm reading a book right now about the Long Branch, nonfiction, the Long Branch and Newark mob. Okay, and the main person in it that ran Long Branch in the 30s, 40s, 50s, into the 60s, Big Pussy, and his son, you guessed it, Little Pussy. I guess which was they said it was a I never I never watched The Sopranos. Isn't that crazy? Never watched The Sopranos. They said I guess there was a character in that with that name, and it was based on this guy, Anthony Russo. Is that a bird's nest up on the show? Yes, but the birds, I open the window and I let them fly in, and I know that one of them is a new bird because I don't recognize his speech pattern, but the other bird I recognize the speech pattern. So yeah, it's one of my older birds. 38 birds I've saved so far this year. So, but here's my best part here's the best part. I had to read this to my wife last night. The guy comes down to make a drug deal, right? And this is before drugs were a no-no. You couldn't. The guy comes down and he says, they make the deal, and he says, where's a good place to eat down here? And Big Pussy says, well, you got Max's on the pier, on the boardwalk, or you got the Windmill. 2 best places to eat. The guy says, well, what do they serve? He says, well, hot dogs. The guy says, I don't eat hot dogs. I'm looking for a salad. So they say Big Pussy pulls out his handgun and shoots the guy in the face and kills him, and then has his men clean it up. And that's because he was so offended that this guy dissed Long Branch hot dogs. He didn't care that he had a partnership with this guy and was going to sell drugs. He just shot the guy right in the face. Oh, that was great. Can you say hello to one of the birds? Yeah, I can say caw, caw, caw. Then the bird said caw back. So Yeah, we're talking. I don't want the birds. I don't want the birds flying around because Alice is here. The dog's here. She gets a little worked up over it. You don't want the dog getting worked up. So this short story is now done. So hopefully Tom will get a chapter in today, and then I'm not gonna, even if you write it right now, Tom, I'm not gonna write it. I'm not gonna throw it back on you. I'll write it tomorrow because that seems like the right thing to do. So I just wrote a short story, a crime thriller horror type of thing, but little girls get killed in it. So I'm not sure they're gonna. I don't know. Appreciate this story. Guess we'll find out, right? Guess we're gonna find out. We need an Armand talks to the birds thing to spend coins on. Wow, that seems very wasteful of coins. Even though we're not on that platform right now. $5 per bird talk or $10 a month. $15 super squawk. Yeah, which would probably hurt my voice again, like with the coffee thing. All right, another short story in the bag. Papow. So mark that as done. And also, should probably figure out where the F it's going. So let me download it. So I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh, I can't do any of this because I'm on Twitch, but I'm like, I'm not. You can't see what I'm doing. So I could be looking up cat videos right now. Look at that cat. Look at the crazy thing this cat's doing. Oh, you can't see it. Forget it. Don't worry about it then. Don't worry about the cat. All right. Look at the submission. The submission grinder. That's not the right one. I don't think that's the right one either. Not the right one. Right now I got like eight different things pulled up for not the right one. Holy crap! Where is this? Oh, okay, this is the right one. Whew. Oh, July 10th is the final submit. I'm glad I got this shit done then. So flash fiction was 100 to 1,500 words, but I just wrote 1,660 words, 1,661 words. So 1,500 to 8,000 words is a short story. All right, good to know. Weigh in on Ozzy's final performance. Did you cry? I did not spend any money to watch it. I just saw. Yesterday reminded me to snooze Tommy Clark again because he started immediately with Walter Ball, who used to do the podcast with him, was just like, Lamb of God did a great rendition of Children of the Grave. And then, of course, Tommy's immediately like, well, they were out of tune. Shut up. Let somebody just fucking enjoy the performance. You know what I'm saying? So I snoozed him on Facebook again because I don't really care about those types of opinions. You know, enjoy it. I saw some of the little minute and 2 minute here and there video. I saw the Anthrax doing Into the Void, a couple other things, but I was just like, I'm not going to sit here all day and watch this, and I'm certainly not going to pay for it. And even if it's free, I'm not going to sit here and watch it all day. I got to spend the day with my wife, a rare day that she was home and she had nothing to do. She didn't have to run to her mother's yesterday. She did that. She's doing that today. And so we relaxed yesterday. We watched, last couple of days, we watched the show on Netflix, The Waterfront. Have you seen this? It's kind of like Ozark or Bloodline. Those are the two things I can throw out there. I will be doing a review of it this afternoon, by the way, on YouTube. I saw All American Rejects perform at Fenway with the Banana Nanas. American Rejects is one of those bands that I shouldn't like because of my age, but they do have a couple songs. That one song, what is it, Gives You Hell? Love that fucking song because it reminds me of the girl I was with before Shelley that is having a shitty life still. And I have a great life, bitches. I don't know if you noticed today, Frank. I had no what do you call it? I had no Sunday coffee. I had a coffee on Sunday, but not Sunday with the E at the end. Sunday. I'm sure I have a couple of them, but they're so jam packed in on that coffee thing. I was like, I searched for like 20 minutes. I am not. I searched for like 2 minutes. I'm not doing this. Against You Hell. I think it's called Gives You Hell. I haven't perused the TikTok yet. Neither has anybody else. I'm getting like, I don't know, 30 or 40 looks on that. I don't even care anymore. It just seems like I'm going to do this. I'm going to send it there so that I can send it to Facebook. So then I can send it to freaking YouTube. I figured out my YouTube thing. I don't know if I told you this. I didn't tell you this because I figured this out yesterday. Remember I told you like the algorithms hated me all of a sudden the last 2-3 days? I was getting 0 looks. The sea gave you hell that day, my friend. Yes. Like an old man listening to the, what's the name of them? That band, All American Rejects in a deli. So like 3 days in a row on YouTube, the coffee videos had 0 looks. And I was like, well, there we go. They effed up they shadow banned me, whatever they call that. And then Saturday morning, I do another video, another coffee video. Friday before we go for 4th of July, before we went to Aunt Bobby's for her birthday party. 93 years old, God bless her. And I realized, because I do the walk and talk video, I record them earlier than Friday, and I do those as unlisted, and then Friday morning I change it to public because it goes onto my Patreon first. So Patreon gets to look at it for a few hours, and then I put it over. But because we were leaving, I did it, and I realized, it defaulted to unlisted for the 3 other videos, the coffee ones. So I turned them all on Saturday morning, I believe. And then I started getting some likes on it, some hits. So I was like, all right. Then it was my fault. It was not YouTube not liking me, which is good. We went to the Italian restaurant. I told you that the young waitress, took my plate of gravy and gave me after giving me bread. All of her, my wife's family was there. Most of my wife's family was there. We had a good time. We ate some food. Huge storm rolled in, lightning and thunder, the works. I had a birthday cake for her. They did a lot of old people jokes and stuff. So they set up. Aunt Bobby is 93, right? She's more put together than all of us. All right, she has less ailments and everything else than the rest of us combined. And they put her in a chair. They said was her throne. Purple robe around her, like Prince or like James Brown. Yeah, God bless Aunt Bobby is right. I like Aunt Bobby, and they put a crown on her head. And then we had to go around, and because her friends are like in her 70s, because all of her people that are like in their 90s, those people are dead or in a nursing home somewhere. So she don't hang out with old people like her. She hangs out with the young kids in their mid 70s. So you go around and you just tell stories about Aunt Bobby. Let's roast her. Ha ha ha. Nobody roasted her. I met Bobby in 1971. She hired me and blah blah blah, like that kind of. Who gives a fuck of when you met her? Really really boring stories. Then my wife went up and of course she starts crying, but she cries at everything like this. She gets emotional, how much she loves Aunt Bobby, and on and on and on. And then I was standing next to her, like I actually got up just to get out of the way. My wife could get out because the table was very long, but it was tight. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say something. Fuck these people. So I went over, put my arm around Aunt Bobby, and I said, "Me and Aunt Bobby, we met in the summer of 1947 in Saigon in a little dance hall." And then everybody chuckled. And then I said a couple of other bullshit things about how me and Aunt Bobby met, and that on and on. Then everybody laughed, and then I sat back down. Aunt Bobby used to have dumps like a truck back at the sock hop. Yeah, exactly. Whatever that means. So it was a good time. And we got home right at dark, so all of the douchebags on the block could shoot fireworks. And Maisie, she was like, "I don't give a shit. I'm gonna sleep." And Mary was like, I'm gonna look around every time I hear a firework." And the dog was all right. Alice was like, "Nah, this is bothering me a little bit, but not too bad." And Bobby wrote the lyrics to TJE. I don't even know what that means. Me and Aunt Bobby met at the best little trap house in Jersey. Good times, exactly. She's like on the board at Santa Fe College in Gainesville. We're also, college for the Gators. And she owned her husband before he passed away owned the biggest real estate agency in Gainesville, and she's got a shitload of properties and shitloads of millions in the bank, and on and on and on. She's very, very nice, very humble beginnings, and she built it up, got away from all that. Me and Bobby down at the schoolyard. So there we are. There we are. So now I know I got where to send this thing. I just got to clean it up. I'm happy with that story. Subway cars. Look for it at your nearest wherever fine stories are sold. I'm going to save this next thing for tomorrow because I'm almost to a next page. That's the bad thing. You guys don't even see. You guys can't see when I'm on the next page or anything, or you don't have Mondo Coin to pay for it. So that's all. That's all not good. I'm gonna have a little Twix bar. It's a right, by the way. I only eat the right ones. Unless I have a left. If I have a left, then I'm going to eat the left. Even though my stomach is a mess. Yes. I would, before you read my 1,661 word short story about subway cars, you should probably read a couple of books and then, go on some YouTube videos about the subway system, especially the subway system in New York City. Shark Whisperer was good. Lots of great video. Also good video of the sharks as well. I am definitely going to, I might even watch that one this afternoon. I watched the American Apparel one. Me and my wife watched that one the other night. That guy is nuts. I love that guy. I'm like, what a way to, I was in retail for like 20 something years. I'm like, imagine just being like, oh, you have a good look. I'm going to hire you. I don't even want to look at your resume. Like, if for some crazy reason it worked. I know a thing or two about a 63 Pullman. It might be enough for you to get through. Shark Whisperer and American Apparel were great in two different ways. Yeah, American Apparel was, I like that one. I'm waiting for the next one. I don't even know what the next one's going to be. I'm also waiting for Shark Week. We got in a couple weeks. I think in 2 weeks, right? Yeah, 2 weeks from today. I'm hoping, like in the last couple 3 years, it's not a lot of the same shows they've been showing. They just kind of fill in. And you're like, oh, I saw this. Oh, this is from 2022. Like I hope there's a lot of new shows. Because I'll tape anything that's new, I'll tape. According to my morning trivia, Shark Week first aired in 1988. Interesting. Very interesting. 1988, and probably in the summer, I had just graduated high school. So I was probably too busy, very, very badly trying to get laid and failing utterly. Utterly. Get it? Utter like a cow. Utter. I forget it. Huh. Yeah, when I saw Shark Whisperer, I was like, Discovery dropped the ball on this chick. All right, so we're focused on the woman, not the shark on this. Got it. Yeah, I'll probably watch that. I might just watch that once I get the hell off of here after I go to the bathroom for the 30th time today. Watch some whispering sharks. I got to turn the volume up, I would imagine, because I'm not really great at my hearing. And then if the sharks are whispering the whole time, I'm going to bite you. I'm going to bite this watch. I'm going to bite his leg off. I'm like, what? But I don't think there's anything else necessarily that's out there that I'm like, oh, I want to see that. Like I want to see that. All right. Couple 3 more minutes. Anybody got anything exciting? Anybody have anything exciting they did this weekend? There's another shark doc out or about to come out on Netflix. And the name of that is, Nick Zinn? Just waiting for whatever the next Trainwreck doc is going to be. Yeah, these Trainwreck docs are great. I think next, July 1st. So next Tuesday, next Tuesday, we'll have another one. I hate that some of these are only like 6 or 7 or 8 episodes. I'm like, I would like this like every week for like 2 years. Shit like this, you know? The Real Project X. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm going to watch the Purge movies later. I only saw the first one only because my son forced me to watch it. And I was like, this is dumb. That's the next Trainwreck. I know. I was figuring you were telling us, but I don't know what the Real Project X is. I don't know what that. I don't know. You know what the fake one is. I have my Reaper's Brew coffee cup that says, "I run on coffee and horror movies," which I do run on coffee, but I don't watch horror movies. I did watch all those shark movies. The latter ones are better. They have Frank Grillo. Yeah, I love Frank Grillo, right? Anytime we see him on anything, I'm always like, it's fucking Frank Grillo. She's like, I don't know who that is. We watched, I think he was on The Shield. Was maybe something that we saw him on, but he's been in everything. I'm like, it's fucking Frank Grillo. The latter one's better than I forget. You remember the movie with Matthew Broderick? The War Games one. Do you want to play a game? Frank Grillo, most well known for Grillo's Pickles. Suddenly, Sean's the number one top fan, but Frank is the number two fan. But Tom is still not. I guess they're only doing the top 2 fans. They're not going to give you the. Oh, these are the. Yeah, I don't know how any of this works. It says there's 4 people on, though. I guess that's including me. All right, so it's just us. Weird. They were training chimpanzees to fit bomber planes so they could send them on suicide nuke missions to Russia. No. Frank does not understand the ranking system, nor do I. Never mind what YouTube says. You're number 1 in our hearts, Tom. Oh, that is sweet. That is sweet. Frank Grillo is one of those actors. I see him. I'm like, Frank Grillo. She's like, who? I'm like, holy shit! You've seen him in a number of things. Like we were watching that Waterfront show, and there's like several people in it. And I'm like, oh, that guy. You remember that guy? She's like, yeah, he was in something. Yeah. Tom, I think you would. So if you like Ozark and you liked Bloodlines, whatever it was, if you like those 2 shows, you would definitely like The Waterfront. Crime thriller family thing. Really good. Top notch. Again, you'll get my my YouTube review will be coming. Frank Edler says B. Arthur, which is why you're the number 2 fan. Ozark was good. You never saw Bloodline. I like Bloodline. I like Bloodline more than I liked Ozark. But I liked Ozark. I thought Ozark was excellent. Mr. Bateman, phenomenal in it. But I thought Bloodline was better. I'm going to go out on a limb. Maybe I'll put that in my review. Frank is 60 and he still looks like he could tear my arm off and beat me to death with it. Frank Edler is a little bit younger than 60. Yeah, Frank Grillo is ageless. Ageless. Ozark was awesome. Need to watch Bloodline. That's your homework, people, for the next week or 2. Watch Bloodline. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. That time we're probably going to end up doing something like that for our next trilogy. More along those lines, a family thing. So you need to watch it. I also need to know, Dom, are we doing anything with the Irish in this book? Because you mentioned an Irish guy several chapters ago, but I'm like, I don't know if we've done anything with him. We probably one of us has to write a chapter of this guy kind of soon. Kind of. Good times. Good freaking times. I also got to do a YouTube review of the Matt Wilson book. Now I want to watch this Shark Whisperer thing, people. You got me all worked up. But first, I'm gonna have a biscotti cookie. A tiny little biscotti cookie. Look at that cookie. So reviews are coming up this week. Twitch Live I'll be on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. Then it will drop here on YouTube. You'll think she's too skinny. I think most women are too skinny. Adorbs, isn't it? I think Shelly got this at her when she went to her convention last weekend. I do like the Biscoff from Lotus. Fucking delicious, though. You go cookie. See the picture right here? That's me and Aaron drives. It's a picture of me and Aaron drives. Aaron drives. We went to Nikon at the same time. Aaron drives. All right. I'm out of here. It's been an hour. I'm done. Fucking tired. 2 o'clock in the afternoon already. I'll see everybody tomorrow. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. Tuesday, I'm supposed to go to lunch with my buddy Brandon, who was on, that I had worked with at JCPenney. If I don't hear from him the next day or two, then I will probably be back here. You enjoy the rest of your weekend too, Sean. You too. Back to the grind. Slave to the grind. Peace out, boys. Peace. I don't know, whatever the kids do with their hands. All right, ending stream now.